I have a new segment for our show though.
Oh, cool. What is it?
ASMR.
Ooh, no, not food sounds. Ugh, that's the worst kind of ASMR there is.
Chewing.
Ugh, it's so gross. Ugh.
Hey, here's my imitation of Thomas. Eating popcorn.
God.
So Thomas just jinxed me and I can't talk now. So
What? How? Jinxed you how? Huh?
we both said the same thing at the same time and he said jinx. He called jinx, so I can't talk.
Oh, please.
I'm serious. He did call it.
I'm sure, but anyway, moving on, since we're not 5 years old. Everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of From Art to Atoms,
The Ultimate Curiosity Show.
I'm Brandon Shoemaker.
It's Michael Foles.
And so we took a little break that got extended by accident. We were supposed to be off for 2 weeks, but I forgot how to count amid the busyness of my school life these days. And
Wait, that's what it was last week?
What?
Is that why it was last week?
What was last week?
Like why we didn't record last week?
Yeah, I just forgot that it was.
No, because you called me and said, hey, when I didn't answer, I was at work working last Sunday. You were like, hey, don't worry. I'm not calling to talk about the podcast or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, because usually I assume that you assume if I'm reaching out on Sunday that it's because I want to podcast because that's the day that we usually do it. But
I knew we weren't because you would have already hit me up.
Yeah.
Because you usually start on about Thursday.
Yeah, I know. Well, I have to. But yeah,
and
so
every day I hit snooze. I'm like, no.
Unless you really piss me off and you say, yeah, we'll do Sunday. And then Sunday, suddenly I can't get in touch with you.
That's because I'm napping.
Exactly. As he uses air quotes. But yeah, no, I lost count of the weeks that we were taking off. So we accidentally took off 3 weeks instead of 2. But now we are back with our first 3-part series that we're going to explore on conspiracy theories. So I'm calling this our conspiracy series. See what I did there?
Bah, bah. Luca, why is Luca looking at you like, well, what the hell? He's like, you may pet me, you may feed me, but boy, that was stupid.
Whatever. Everybody's a critic, huh, Luca?
Including him. Look at him.
He always looks at everybody with judgment.
So what's been up with you?
So we are this is coming up. This is show week for us, our opening weekend for Hadestown Teen Edition at school. And actually, the day that this episode comes out will be opening night. So we have been doing...
Y'all open on Thursday?
Yeah.
That's this weekend and next weekend?
Yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Is next weekend the weekend before Thanksgiving week?
Yes.
We have 2 weeks left.
Thank God. Yes. Right. I'm so glad that we planned our show this way because this way
you can enjoy
we close the show and then
you have the whole week off to enjoy.
Oh God, that week is going to be absolute glory. Yeah. I was trying to say gloriousness and glory's already a noun.
So yeah, like it's a busy week for me. Well, the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
busy.
you've got jury duty tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind serving. I definitely like the process and stuff like that. But,
have you served before?
No.
Oh, okay. I've been called, but then they told me the day before, it's okay. We don't have any cases. Don't come.
Let me check real fast while we're talking about this. But
oh, you better. Yeah. Because that seriously, that was what happened to me last time.
Well, I was going to check tomorrow morning too, but, so yeah, so you have show this weekend and next weekend. So y'all are in like, basically this is tech week, I guess.
No, we're in dress rehearsals.
Okay. Tech week was last week.
Yeah.
That's when you're doing lights and stuff.
With this show, tech week was like 3 weeks. But yeah, we've had dress rehearsals the past 2 days. We did, and the night before even was a pretty relatively smooth dress rehearsal for our first dress rehearsal Friday night. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we were talking yesterday, Kinsey, my co-director, and I, and we said, we could have an audience right now. It's ready. So There are a few little technical elements that I still want to add. Like
send me pictures of the finished set because I haven't seen the finished set yet.
Well, then that's the point. It's a surprise.
Okay, look, I'm going to the show. Just send me a picture.
I know. Okay, I will. But no, I will say this. The set is like kind of the star of the show. Like our technical director, Trent Hanna, has really, knocked it out of the park with this one. And he's been planning it since we announced it in February. So, I mean, he's been working on this thing. And it was so funny. By March, he was already saying, I feel like I'm so behind, with so much time to go. But
can I just say something?
Yeah.
And nothing against your end of it.
Yeah.
But the sets usually are the star of the shows.
When it comes to him and he's doing them, yeah, they really are. I mean, he built us a moving train, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
That with 3 different train cars and, a rotating house for noises off. I mean, I keep talking about, I'm going to have to move back to South Carolina eventually when I'm ready to start the process of going towards retirement. But I'm too spoiled here until Hannah retires. At least I'm going nowhere. But yeah, his stuff really is always the star of the show. And then so he is an exceptional set builder and, master electrician, sound engineer, and all that sort of stuff. But he doesn't work with LED lighting very much. And that's been sort of my tech wheelhouse for years now. That's where I'm most comfortable. So he is always very grateful that I do my own lighting because it's one less thing that he has to worry about. And he says this, I am not bragging on myself at all, but he says that, my lighting design is far better than what he could have come up with. Mm-hmm. But that's always, it's painting with light. So of course I love that. But yeah, it's a great show. I mean, we've got incredible publicity. We have a billboard.
Several.
Finally, several. They're electronic billboards, and there's like 5 in the area that are all, showing our kids' faces. I'm so excited because I've wanted a billboard since I lived at the beach, really. Because one of my closest theater friends, Matt Ward, is a director at a high school in South Carolina called Carolina Forest, and they're a fairly affluent school district, and so they one year started doing electronic billboards in Myrtle Beach. And ever since then, I was like, I want that. And here I am. I finally have that. And I'm so excited. But yeah, it's going to be great. And I'm so excited about it. And I'm just rambling now about my kids, basically. So
yeah, he lost me.
Yeah, Michael's just scrolling on his phone, which,
Well, I'm still trying to check my jury duty status.
But now you've also, not only jury duty, you've also got some field trips coming up.
Yeah, so the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be out 3 days out of the next 2 weeks. So I'll only have 7 days in the classroom.
I was about to say, don't you love days like that where you're just, or weeks like that?
It's a lot of planning, though.
Yeah, it is. It's always hard for a teacher to be absent. It's more work for us to be absent than to actually be there.
So we are going on Friday. I'm taking the biology classes, and I think it's going to be like over 120 kids.
Oh, wow. Ooh,
me and Cassie's group, because they're freshman and sophomore groups. We're going to Grandview Prairie up near Columbus, Arkansas. And it's a nice time out there. They do a lot of nature programs out there for us. We'll do a reptile program. We'll do in the springtime when we go, I talked about it last year when we went in the spring. The kids are going to be doing, I think they're going to be doing skeet shoot and archery again this year. And
oh, cool.
So I have that one. And that one's fun. It's just kind of nice for them to get out.
Yeah.
But the one I'm super looking forward to is next Wednesday on the 19th.
I know, I'm jealous about this one.
I have had so many people adult-wise, like parents say, hey, do you need any chaperones?
Yeah.
And like teachers are like, can I go also? And I'm like, no, like I got to cut it because I'm taking my anatomy class, which is 28 kids. And then I'm also grabbing the college anatomy and college advanced biology kids that are all going to be going with us. So about 40 kids, about 5 adults are going. We are going to the state of Arkansas's crime lab up in Little Rock. So we're going to be touring the facility. And from what I understand, it's a newer facility. So we'll see kind of what that entails and get to talk to some medical examiners and have the kids kind of, they're going to do a little bit of research this upcoming week on that before we get out there, kind of what a medical examiner does, just so they can kind of have questions. I want them to ask questions about the career. I want them to ask questions about the education required of that career and stuff like that, and like how it can all branch out and some kind of what were their avenues of getting into that field. Like they're not all traditional going into that. So I kind of want them to explore and see what happens and talk to the kids about that. So we're definitely going to be going up there, and that's a all day field trip. Like we'll be eating lunch up in Little Rock and stuff like that. So
And that one's when?
That's not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday.
We should do a follow-up episode on that, because that would be just a fascinating field trip that I know everybody listening would love to hear about.
Brandon, you are making me do homework when I just want to go enjoy this field trip. I do not want to take notes and stuff like that.
I didn't say you had to take notes. You just have to talk from memory.
I'll have to take notes. You know, my memory's not good.
Well, work on that. Take some Prevagen.
That's not going to kick in before next Wednesday.
Well,
I'm going to have to take notes.
Take video. That makes notes a lot easier.
I can't take video.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. And then that was the thing is like we were going to plan, when we planned this, they were like, well, Monday is not a good day because we have a lot of intake.
Oh.
So if you want to like tour
After
the morgue,
the
if you want to tour the morgue, do not pick a Monday. And I was like, that's a good idea because we kind of want to tour the morgue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've had like maybe 15 parents reach out and say, I really want to go. Can I go? And I'm like, no, next year maybe I can, recruit some parents.
Yeah. Or some colleagues from other schools.
Well, I did invite Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's retired, but I did invite her. She's like, she has some kind of a dinner engagement or something like that she's got to prepare for or something like that in the evening where she can't go. I was like, okay, I tried. But that's my weekend. Then we hit Thanksgiving. And then after that, it's 3 weeks of school, 2 weeks of classes, and then 1 week of exams. And then I'm out for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
I'm out for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. Well, aren't you special? Hey, I'm just glad that we actually get our full 2 weeks this year. Last year, it was not full 2 weeks, and everybody else seemed to not even notice, and I was the only one ranting.
How is it not a full 2 weeks?
Because last year it was, we had, I forget what it was, but we came back, a couple. Well, first off, it was one of those midweek splits where we're off. We started Thursday off, like we went Monday through Wednesday, and then we were off Thursday through the following, not the next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. And so anytime they do that, I always hate it because we're not out for as many consecutive days. Because it's taking out a weekend.
Yeah, I think Christmas was early that year too, though. I'm gonna check with the calendar real fast.
I think it was, which is why
it was the first Wednesday of the week.
Yeah, which is first Wednesday of the week
of the break.
Okay,
you have Christmas week and then you have New Year's week.
Yeah.
So y'all got off on the Thursday, which I guess they considered that Thursday to Wednesday a full week.
Yeah, but you don't. If you get off on Friday, you get that first weekend. Whereas if you get off in the middle of the week, you don't get that. So you're out for only.
Oh, that is right. Yeah, y'all got shafted 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always pissed me off anytime I've been in a school where they have done that. And obviously it's because of when Christmas falls within the week and I get it. I still don't like it.
I don't get it. We've earned that. Give us our 2 weeks.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because Christmas falls on a Thursday this year, which means New Year's is on a Thursday, and then y'all go back 4 days later. 3 days later. So y'all are going back on the 5th?
I guess so, if that's the Monday.
Is that the Monday?
Well, we go back. The kids won't come back until that Wednesday.
Yeah, well, we go back on the Wednesday also with our kids.
But spring's UIL season, so we just start that Monday with rehearsals. So, all right. So are we ready to actually dive into this week's topic now that we've talked for like half an hour about ourselves?
It's filling time.
That's true. All right. So yeah, we're talking about secret places this week. The one that I'm going to start off with is probably the most commonly known. I don't think we would be doing the topic justice if we didn't start off with this one that everybody knows and loves. And that's, of course, Area 51.
Boo.
And, Area 51 has been a known thing for decades, but it was actually only officially acknowledged by the CIA as a government facility in 2013.
Yep. So 12 years ago.
So sure, math. But, and that was kind of fascinating to me to realize that. But then a lot of people have also said that ever since it was declassified and officially acknowledged, a lot of people have been saying that it's deserted and that it's not even really functioning anymore.
Lies.
Other people say that it's still functioning, but basically just as a shell facility to throw people off, and that they've move the alien bodies and the spaceships and stuff elsewhere, since everybody knows exactly where Area 51 is now. But so
Let me roll my eyes real fast on that. Everybody knew where it was to begin with. Like we've known where it was for the past 40 years.
Yeah. But it stayed mysterious and hidden for the first 30, I guess. But so anyway.
Have you ever been out there?
No, I have not. Did you go out there? I know you went to Roswell.
Yeah, we went to Roswell. We didn't go to Nevada.
So it's located at Groom Lake in southern Nevada.
So here's my thing, right? There's a lot of secret aircraft and like not controversial. That's not the word I'm looking for, I guess.
Covert.
Yes, like spy aircraft and stuff like that. That's probably was developed out there and stuff.
Well, it was.
Right.
Yeah. So
and that's where the secrecy comes in at.
Yeah.
I don't think they're hiding.
Well, exactly. And so that's what, so when it was officially declassified, it was declassified as part of the U-2 program. And so when everybody had known about the U-2 spy plane for decades and decades by 2013. And so they declassified Area 51 and acknowledged that that's where the U-2 was developed and tested.
Yeah.
So it had to be in a remote facility.
Correct. Where no one would see anything and, everything was protected over there. Was no airspace allowed over it and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's just like Los Alamos where the nuclear bombs were developed and tested. It's the same kind of thing.
Been there too.
So, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's all New Mexico. Back to Area 51.
So it is still an active facility, but obviously since it's a known facility now, it just doesn't do as much of the covert work that it used to. Or if it does, then it does it inside the facility where...
It probably does it. It's probably doing it covertly.
Yeah.
Or underground. I'm sure there's stuff underground also.
Well, exactly.
Like they're...
Yeah.
Now, like I will say, like, so that's probably government aircraft, but as far as UFOs and stuff like that, I think Roswell is probably more known for the UFOs and stuff like that. Now, do I think that stuff would happen there? No. No.
Well, tell us about Roswell since you've been there.
Well, I mean, this was like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Is that not one of the places that you were about to talk about?
No, it's not. It wasn't. The only thing I remember at Roswell is there's a alien museum, like a Roswell museum.
Uh-huh.
And then the McDonald's has all this alien paraphernalia outside of it. I do remember that. Like it's one of the McDonald's that the place has like space themed stuff. And there's aliens. I bet you though, I want to say that I think that McDonald's actually got redone as just kind of plain Jane.
Oh, as one of the new.
Yeah, but I do remember the museum. I have video of the museum. It is very kind of weird.
Yeah.
So one of my places is off of the San Francisco Bay Area.
Mm.
You know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's Alcatraz.
Mm.
Now, conspiracy theory is very loosely used, but there are a lot of things on, like, I guess, jailbreaks and stuff like that, like prisoners who have gotten out and never been seen before. So kind of like what happens there and stuff like that, So, and let's not talk about what I don't know if they're still trying to do that. Is
Trump trying to
still
reopen it?
Yeah, I think that was just a news making headline that he said one day, and that just he had to continue making headlines. It was a slow news day, so he just said whatever, But so this is a 1.25 miles off of the coast of San Francisco. It was a federal prison from 34 to 63, so just about 30 years, and it held the most dangerous criminals. Can you name some of them?
Al Capone.
Yep.
The Birdman of Alcatraz.
Yep. Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Did they have Babyface Nelson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lots of the Mobland figures.
Yep. And of course,
Dillinger, was Dillinger there? John Dillinger?
I mean, I know who he is. I don't know if it's not listed.
Okay.
So there, it's surrounded by freezing, fast-moving waters, making escape nearly impossible. And
shark infested.
Nearly impossible is important because,
Yeah.
So in 1962, and I think this is kind of what led to them closing it down, because it was so close to the closing of the prison. Frank Morris and brothers John and Clarence, is it Angelin? escaped through tunnels they dug with spoons.
Mm-hmm.
They built a raft from raincoats and disappeared, and officially they're listed as missing and presumed drowned, but many believe they survived. And again.
Well, and that's okay. So now, granted, I'm probably more prone to believing conspiracy theories than you are, but there are some things that, lend credence to the fact that, or to the possibility that they survived.
Well, so in 79, the FBI closed the case.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, there have been pieces of evidence that have come up that said that they ended up finding themselves in South America.
Mm.
And it's photos and letters and stuff like that. So, I mean, I certainly wouldn't go to California. You get to Mexico, you're safe,
Mm-hmm.
But again.
Well, and two, I don't know if it was the brothers or the other guy, but one of their mothers, until she died, would receive on her birthday a bouquet of flowers with a card that said, "Love you, Mom," and it was unsigned or something to that effect. And so, many people believe that that was coming from
him.
Yeah.
Well, and so the other thing, though, is that, and I don't believe in this, just saying. But
what, they were kidnapped by aliens?
No, that there's a lot of, I guess, claims that it's haunted.
Oh, Alcatraz. Yes, definitely.
And it goes to, there are claims of like, when you walk into a certain area, you get ice cold. Like people say that that's a sign that something's there, and you hear noises. And well, I mean, but if you go into a ship that was built in the 30s, you're going to hear noises. You know what I mean? Like any house has creaks and stuff like that. So, but they claim that you're going to hear like the slamming of the doors of the jail cells and stuff like that. Like not kind of noises of the building, but more so of like intentional things. You're over there shaking your head. You're sitting there going, yeah, I know, because look at you. You believe in all that goo-goo. So, yeah. So
the only reason you're afraid, the only reason you don't believe in it is because you're afraid of it.
We've had this conversation on a podcast before. Like I welcome certain people to come visit me.
But it still freaks you out.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't freak me out. People freak me out. Ghosts don't. People scare me.
Okay. Keep going.
I'm not afraid of the red eyes in the backyard.
No.
I'm afraid of some stranger running up to the door when I'm looking at it and then coming at me like that. That scares the crap out of me. Anyway, well, I mean, what else is there about Alcatraz? I mean, that's so they like that the 62 escape is kind of the biggest, I guess, one because it's unsolved, but they did close it in 79. So it is a national park now. It is a tourist attraction. Not that I'm ever going to go there because that's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
But Alcatraz is a conspiracy theory place. Goes back to one of those old kind of places that we don't really know the true story on. Okay, yours. Next one.
Well, you mentioned how old places are more tended to bring about mystery. Here's a place that is a relatively new place that brings about questions of its true nature, and that's the Denver International Airport. And it was construction was completed in 1995, and the speculations surrounding the airport arose from a number of factors during construction, one of which is the fact that construction was grossly over budget by about $2 billion. So $2 billion more than what it was estimated to cost was what it wound up costing. And so a lot of people say that that was because they were installing secret government bunkers and things like that. During construction, people were talking about how much digging was going on, far deeper than what anyone would have anticipated and things like that. And so they were rumored to have been building bunkers and tunnels and things of that ilk.
This is in Denver.
Uh-huh.
Okay, come on, continue. I'm over here rolling my eyes.
I know. And then another thing that began causing a stir is that a lot of the artwork in the airport, the murals that were done, depicted all of these sort of socialist and post-apocalyptic scenes that seemed to speak to things that were of the Illuminati ilk, shall we say, or New World Order types of iconography. And if you Google these portraits, they just, I mean, they're clearly by, and I forget who the artist was, but they're clearly, by an artist who had a specific statement that he was wanting to make that, is, post-apocalyptic and maybe a little socialist in rhetoric, but, no different than anybody else. And as far as the digging and the tunnels and things like that, yes, there are tunnels. Those tunnels are used for transporting luggage and baggage and things all over the airport and under it so that your bags get to where they're supposed to be on time.
But it's just like the village under Disney World and Disneyland, like that whole underground, like that's what they use that for.
Yeah.
To move things around without you seeing them being moved around.
Yeah. Disney is all about, on stage versus off stage, and that they've got to have a very large off stage infrastructure.
Right. Well, maybe the airport does also depend on how many people it services.
Yeah, no, it totally does. And in fact, there are even pictures available of the underground spaces in the airport. And you can tell, like, it's these mazes of tracks of routing that, like the same types of tracks that, go around the conveyor belts, that go around the carousel with your luggage on it. Yeah, it's that going all over these huge, vast spaces that are, transporting that luggage from, Terminal D, Gate 24 to, baggage claim A.
Yeah, and those things are not they're not singular either. It looks like an interstate system. In Texas, where there's like 15 or 16 coming in to a junction, you know? So they have to be huge.
Yeah, and as far as the $2 billion over budget, when's the last time you ever heard of a government building being completed under or on budget? Like, that's just
the bureaucracy of
what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know of anything anymore that is built under budget or at budget these days. So yeah, Denver Airport, all, very benign explanations to all the things that people want to claim are conspiratorial about it.
The government's got some kind of secret thing going on down there. Why is it always in the mountains these things happen?
Yeah. Well, because they use the mountains for some things legitimately, like NORAD.
Okay, but why? Because they need that space.
Yeah.
The secrecy and privacy to protect national secrets.
Yeah.
And developments of technology and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Which is, a good point to make, that there are some secret places that, yes, are legitimate and are truly secret places, and they're supposed to stay secret. It's not because the government is trying to hide things from us in a maniacal way. Right. Yeah, they're hiding it from us to,
they're not hiding it from us, they're hiding it from other countries.
Yeah, they're hiding it from China and Russia. So yes, it is secretive, but not for the reasons that a lot of conspiracy theorists would like to think.
Cuckoo berries. Cuckoo berries. All right, we're ready?
Uh-huh.
My next one?
Yeah.
Which one do you think it is? This is called the Devil's Triangle.
Oh, the Bermuda Triangle?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's roughly a triangular region between Miami, Bermuda, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. Covers about 500,000 square miles of ocean. Reports of disappearances all the way report back to 1940s. And some of these mysteries in 45, there was a Flight 19. 5 Navy bombers vanished during a training mission, and a rescue plane also disappeared. Dozens of ships and aircrafts have allegedly disappeared without explanation there. Okay, so let's talk about some of the reasons why that may happen.
Yeah.
The first one.
It's a triangle. It's a mysterious shape that causes strange and
the
otherworldly.
First one, what is the Illuminati symbol?
A triangle.
Bum, bum, bum. But then also some people are like, oh, well, that's where the aliens abduct these people. And I'm like, again, because they have nothing better to do with their time. But people believe that it's a time warp or a portal to a different dimension. That this energy field in this area is coming from the surface of the ocean, from the lost city of Atlantis.
Yes, I've heard that one too.
Aquaman is down there running the seas. Yes. But scientifically, a lot of people say that magnetically, there are a lot of magnetic anomalies there. And that causes some compass things, because compasses work off of magnets, and that there's a lot of ocean currents and a lot of weather changes and stuff like that there. So there's some of that going there, right
there.
And it's all that Gulf Stream where it hits. That's where it meets right down there off the base. It hits the Gulf. And so there's a lot of things going on there as far as ocean currents, methane gas eruptions, and just weather changes. But we have studies now that have shown that Bermuda Triangle is no more dangerous than any other heavily trafficked ocean area.
Yeah.
And that most of these mysteries are due to human error or natural causes.
Yeah. I remember ages ago, I don't know if this was on the old In Search Of series that I used to watch. Did you ever watch that? The reruns?
No.
So Leonard Nimoy was the host, and it was called In Search Of, and it was, just looking at some sort of mysterious place
like
or story
in search
or
of
legend.
answers.
Yeah. Loved that show. But it might have been that, or it might have been something else that I saw, another documentary on it. But anyway, in this thing that I was watching, they talked about how if you look at, and there was a scientist on there that said, if you look at, I don't think this was the exact term that he used, but he said, if you believe about the Bermuda Triangle, look at the Mediterranean Triangle then. And you'll see just as many things there. And then he said, but guess what? There is no Mediterranean Triangle. I made it up. He said, if you look at any area of a triangular area of roughly the same size as the Bermuda Triangle, you're going to find roughly the same amount of disappearances and tragedies and things like that, because it's just a matter of the size of the region.
Yeah, 500,000 miles is a lot.
Exactly.
That's a lot of space.
Yeah.
So
you find another triangular region of 500,000 miles, and you're going to find just as many plane crashes that have happened there.
It is what it is.
So, yeah.
All right, what's your next one?
Okay. So the next one I have is an interesting one that I had vaguely heard of, but until I started, doing show prep, I didn't really know much about. And that is the HARP facilities in Alaska.
Okay.
Have you heard of that one?
No, but again, kind of barren area.
Not
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Secret stuff going on. Because of not a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the terrain of where it's at.
So HARP is an acronym. It's HAARP, not, a branch of the American Association for Retired People, but HARP stands for high frequency.
That's the hot ARPs.
HARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. And basically what it is it studies the ionosphere.
Okay.
And its purpose is to improve radio communications and surveillance technology. Well, the reason that it is, it's an array of 180 antennas that transmit high frequency radio waves into the upper atmosphere. So conspiracy theorists, what do you think they think that this place really is all about?
Just talking to the aliens?
Oh, no, you're close. Well, not close really, but what else might they be doing if they're projecting up into the upper atmosphere?
Oh, no. Are they cloud seeding? Like weather
manipulation. Yeah, they think that it's all about weather manipulation. And so that
I hate people. I hate people.
So that is the common conspiracy theme associated with it, is alleged weather control, even controlling earthquakes, and also the human mind. And they think that it's linked to global disasters like hurricanes and of similar ilk.
They think something all the way in Alaska is controlling hurricanes all the way down by the equator.
So in reality, it's, the reason why it's seen as conspiratorial is just simply because it's got military funding, and everybody wants to assume that if it's something funded by the government or the military, then it has to be
bad.
Yeah, some sort of.
I agree with that.
I mean, they may not be wrong, just not in the direction that they're thinking.
Ain't nothing being funded right now.
But yeah, in reality, it's just a physics lab, and the conspiracies are fueled by a lack of understanding of what the ionosphere is and what studying it involves.
So the conspiracy theory is fueled by people's uneducation in science.
Uh-huh. I knew you would appreciate that factor, Mr. Wizard. So tell us a little bit. So what is the ionosphere?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't?
It's an area just like one of the, I guess, localized areas around the Earth that deals with the ions of it's charged particles. And stuff
it's
like
electrically
that.
charged particles.
I mean, I know what an ionosphere is. I just don't know exactly like what level where it falls into the geosphere.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. I know it's in the upper atmospheres, like a couple layers or so before you get to outer space.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is where you have, a lot of electrically charged particles in that region.
Well, they're just up there kind of floating, doing their thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't know, is that where some of the particles that cause lightning come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly. That's maybe where one of the origin points is.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I'm also thinking of the Northern Lights. Like, where does that? That's
where it is too.
It's where it's coming from, because that's all that is charged particles up there.
Yeah. And so, but that's why it's located in Alaska, because it's got Aurora in the freaking name. I mean, it's meant to study all those things and looking at specifically how it could improve telecommunications, because that makes sense. If you've got a layer of electricity essentially in the atmosphere, that should be an area where you would be able to, shoot radio waves or whatever into, and it should be able to travel easier and faster or farther.
Well, you also want to look and see if those things interfere with certain things also.
Yeah.
With satellites that are already up there, and, does it interfere with transmissions, and does it interfere with anything that we're doing here on the surface also, military stuff. And,
you'll hear a lot of times, anytime there's a major solar flare or solar storm, you'll hear about how our communications will be interrupted because it's headed to the Earth and it messes up with that. So same thing with the ionosphere. How does it hinder, and also how could it potentially help?
Yep.
So it's another thing that is just not well known or understood in the public, and so therefore, they want to cry witch, essentially.
Y'all need science.
What's your next one?
So my next one, I in thinking about this, like, where I work at, right? And, we have our own little
conspiratorial story.
Claim the fame, with the Boggy Creek monster and stuff like that. And we talked about not conspiracy stuff, but like
legends,
supernatural, with the Rougarou in New Orleans and same kind of thing. But so this one, we're going to jump overseas to Scotland and talk about sweet little Nessie.
Oh.
Yay, little Nessie. So if you don't know who Nessie is the
Loch Ness monster.
The monster who lives in the Great Lake of Loch Ness, is a large freshwater lake in Scotland, famous for the Loch Ness monster. And these reports go all the way back to 1930s. Again, I want to just point out the connection between the 30s and 40s where all this crap starts.
Yeah.
But there are photos and sonar scans that have claimed to show this creature, none proven, just like the same thing with Bigfoot and those kinds of creatures. So when you go over there, and basically it's over 20 miles long, and it's murky waters, it's kind of a lot of like foggy areas, so...
like most of Scotland from what I hear.
So datings of a monster go all the way back, to 565 AD, with modern reports started in 1933. And it's probably at that time period, 565 was probably the scare tactic of, you better watch out because he's going to come and get you.
Right. Or it was a dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. And so usually Nessie is described as a large, long-necked creature resembling a plesiosaur, which I guess is a swimming dinosaur. The long neck and the flippers in the tail.
Is that plesiosaur?
Yeah. I'm not a geologist, so go.
Or an English person. I was just talking about the pronunciation of it. I don't know anything.
No. Mm-mm. And there's a famous 1934 photograph that shows a head and neck rising from the water, which they then proved to be a hoax later on, called the surgeon's photograph.
Yeah, it was a toy, essentially.
Yeah.
And
so they've done underwater scans and sonar scans with advanced technology. And I think even recently, like in the last 10 years, they've gone out there and tried to search for this thing using more modern technology. And they found no solid evidence that anything of the sort lived there.
Yeah.
And they've detected strange shapes, fueling belief that something might still be there, but they don't know what. Many people believe that's a misidentified animal, like an eel or logs or even waves. And that underground caves connected to locks in the sea, or that it's a surviving prehistoric creature. But scientists have then said that sightings are likely optical illusions, large eels, or floating debris. But the legend continues to attract millions of tourists out there. So,
yeah, I think the eel is probably the most likely culprit for a lot of these sightings. Now, I do know a lot of the aerial images that people used to think were like shadows of it swimming and stuff like that are actually just the wake of boats.
Yeah, that's the waves and stuff like that. Yeah.
But I remember that because they're, Loch Ness is not the only inland lake that has stories of sea monsters and stuff in it. They're actually quite common. And it's like, rippling humps of like a sea serpent type thing or something, which, the eel makes most sense.
Let those people have their fun. Like, if it generates tourism dollars for Scotland, let them have it, you know?
Well, it's just like Roswell and the aliens, that's
their claim to fame.
Yeah. Who else is going to Roswell for any other reason unless you have family there?
I mean, you go for the McDonald's.
But the McDonald's wouldn't be like that if it weren't for the alien stories.
That's true.
So the last place that I'm going to talk about is one that you've heard me go on and on about quite frequently. And this is one that I do, all the others up to this point, I've been like, this is easily debunkable. This one, I think there is a lot more mystery involved here that we just don't know what is going on. And I'm sure there's a perfectly logical and rational explanation for the phenomena that happen here. But scientists and private companies alike have looked into it and nobody can explain it so far. So that is the place known as Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. And Michael is glaring at me because he knows I love the show on the History Channel, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. So go ahead.
Before she died, Thomas's mom was big in this one.
Yes.
To the point where she sent me the entire series
season 1 DVD.
Yeah, of DVD out of the blue. And I was like, Skywalker Ranch, what is this? Is this like that's George Star Lucas. Wars thing? And so ever since then, I've always associated it with Skywalker, not Skinwalker. So when you say stuff like this, I'm like, oh Lord, here's the Star Wars place. But I got through like 1 or 2 episodes and, again, I'm not big on believing that kind of stuff. So I was like, but she swore up and down this stuff was like real.
Well, I mean, seriously, like I encourage you to go back and give the show another shot because is one potential explanation supernatural? Yes, but it's much more likely that there is something kind of alien going on there, which I personally find a lot more plausible. And I think you would too, before it was like
alien or extraterrestrial.
Either.
Alien makes me think of little men or little humanoids.
Well, then extraterrestrial
means something from off this planet.
Yeah. Extraterrestrial.
Okay.
That's what I mean. So anyway, but Skinwalker, yes, it's a show on the History Channel that follows.
Is it still on?
It's still on. Yeah.
How many seasons is it?
I think they're on like the 6th or 7th.
And they haven't solved the mystery yet.
No, that's the whole point. They're trying. Now, I will say it's very obvious that they are drawing it out. It's
a mockumentary.
No, it's not a mockumentary, but you can tell they're not really doing the deepest scientific research.
Gotcha.
In it, it's
if
not.
If they did that, it'd only be a half season.
It's not fully controlled experiments and things like that. And I keep just screaming at the top of my lungs at the TV, just dig already. But anyway, So I'll get to that. But so Skinwalker Ranch is a privately owned ranch in the Utah kind of mountainous desert. It's like there's a mesa on the property and all this sort of stuff. And it's the only reason it's called Skinwalker Ranch is because of the area that it's located in is heavily populated by the oh gosh, I forget the name of the tribe. It's the
Skinwalkers.
No, it's the
Skywalkers.
No, stop. It's the Uinta or the Ute tribe. I don't know. It's a Native American tribe. And this particular tribe has a legend in its history of what are called skinwalkers, which is a concept, a magical sort of cryptid approach of these Native Americans who possess magical powers and could turn into animals. And those individuals were called skinwalkers, and they would, wreak havoc on people for, if they had, particular gripes or beefs with particular individuals, they would, turn into these animals and wreak havoc on them. Now,
like they're animorphs.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, that is not really the aspect that at least the TV show looks at with the ranch. They look at, basically, is there some sort of government involvement there, which kind of is counterintuitive because the government has actually studied the goings on at Skinwalker Ranch before. So if the government is behind it, do you really think they're going to, be investigating it just to throw the public off the scent or something? I don't think so.
They'll do it to waste our money.
Oh, that definitely would be a waste, but I think the more likely situation, but now there are instances where, they'll have covert helicopters and things showing up at the ranch while they're conducting experiments. So, that furthers that speculation.
Yeah.
In reality, it's usually when they are doing things like firing rockets and things as part of their experiments. And so, I feel like probably people are watching, or the government is probably watching more for things like that and making sure, okay, they're not like actually testing missiles or anything here, are they? But anyway, there do seem to be aspects of it that could be, like things like wormholes, essentially, or
shut up.
What?
And you believe in that?
I think I don't understand wormholes enough to say no.
Okay.
What?
I'm just saying.
Watch the show.
Why are the extraterrestrial stuff always happening to Americans?
It doesn't.
Do we have stuff in Europe that has all these extraterrestrial stuff also?
Soviets have a lot, or Soviets, good God, what is this, 1985? Russians have a lot of, Siberia is what I meant.
Okay.
Siberia has a lot of extraterrestrial sightings and phenomena and things like that, all throughout Europe, Australia, South America. Don't you ever watch?
So wide open lands where not a lot of people live.
No, I'm talking about in the middle of cities and stuff too.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
Watch Paranormal Caught on Camera sometime. Why don't you? You'll see weird stuff happens all over the globe. But anyway, some of it's really freaky and scary as crap.
And a lot of it's really fake and stupid.
I know, but you can always tell those.
That's every one of them.
No, it's not.
Okay. I need to experience it to believe in it. I'm sorry.
Fine, then go.
We're going to go ghost hunting one day.
Please, I would love to go ghost hunting with
Nikki
you
right now. I got to find out if they're going out there.
I would love to go ghost hunting with you. 100%. I want to take you over to the boat landing where I saw those mystery lights that night.
Okay.
Anyway,
I almost said something, but I didn't.
So yeah, anyway, Skinwalker Ranch, there is no definitive logical explanation for the goings on there. The list includes UFO sightings, cattle mutilations, poltergeist activity, interdimensional portals, and things like that. It has been studied, like I said, by multiple private and government-funded research teams, specifically the Pentagon, its ATIP program, AATIP, which I forget what that stands for. And it's one of the things that I think is so fascinating about it is the fact that it blends all of your typical paranormal things together in one location, because you've got, you know, UFO sightings, you've got government secrecy, you've got, you know, the mystery of physics and things like that, as well as indigenous myths and folklore, all wrapped up into one package of one ranch in Utah. So that's why I think people like me find it so fascinating. But like I said, there is no definitive, clear explanation for the happenings at Skinwalker Ranch.
Once you turned it into a TV show for profit, you changed it.
I mean, yeah, I will admit there are aspects of that make it problematic, but also I appreciate the fact that it does kind of make it a little more accessible to the public that way.
I'm done. So is that your last one?
Yeah.
Okay. So I did a little bit of looking and digging, but my question is, why are so like you're more prone to believe this stuff than I am.
Yeah.
So the question is, why?
Well, okay. When you say believe this stuff, are we talking conspiracy theories?
Yes.
Or
yes?
It depends on the conspiracy.
Okay, so let me tell you what I found out.
Sure, enlighten me, oh great and knowledgeable one.
So let me see what this is. The Journal of Research in Personality, in volume 98 in 2022.
Okay, now if you want to get psychoanalytical here,
no. I'm just saying they came up with an article.
Okay.
That looked at who believes in conspiracy theories, you know, and if it's a personality correlation between stuff like that, right?
Okay.
And so they said that probably the less talked about trait associated with conspiracy theory believing is narcissism. Hold on.
Are you calling me a narcissist?
No. I'm not. The article, I'm just reporting what
the article is calling
saying.
me a narcissist.
I did not call you anything. I'm just saying an article saying. And they said that it's explained in two angles. One being that somebody with a narcissistic traits is more likely to endorse a theory that is generally agreeable to them without any evidence, as simply believing it themselves is enough. Secondly, when people endorse conspiracy theories, they center themselves as someone in the know and special for that. I'm not saying you. I'm saying like people who really truly believe.
Yeah. Because that's where that's one of the differences between me and just anybody who believes any conspiracy theory. I do want to see the evidence.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like how I'm debunking all these others except for Skinwalker.
So, like I said, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying this is what they've kind of put that trait on there. And so like one symptom of some forms of narcissism is that paranoia ideation.
Mm-hmm.
And so that the paranoid ideation comes in that you are paranoid that something is not really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say so one of the biggest conspiracy theories that I think of when I see theory like that is the JFK assassination.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was it just really one shooter or more than one shooter?
Yeah.
And it comes back to there's something bigger than just what it is.
Yeah.
That there's other ulterior motives and other cogs in the wheel moving that we don't see and know, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Paranoia ideation in the context of people with narcissism as fixed beliefs without much logical support that would arise when there is a perceived threat to their ego, thus acting as a psychological defense.
Mm.
So there is a personality trait that's tied to people who believe in conspiracy theories. And so then again, when you think of crop circles and stuff like that, these people that have that kind of stuff happen to them, or they see the lights in the sky and they film it on this grainy, shaky video, you know, but it's like it said, they want to be special.
Mm-hmm.
It happened to me. You know what I mean? I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that comes from some of that personality there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you are a narcissistic person.
What other personality aspects did they say about it?
Not really a personality trait, I guess, but uneducated people. It says that those with less education are more likely to believe in conspiracies. When you aren't educated, you don't have a great grasp of how the world around you truly works.
Yeah.
And we believe that because you said something about the science earlier, like, you know,
mm-hmm.
The explanation for how COVID-19 became a pandemic
Oh, yeah.
is a bit complicated for an uneducated person to understand.
Yeah.
And so it's much easier for them to falsely believe in 5G towers spreading the disease than understanding RNA versus DNA viruses, genetically shifted, genetic drift, etc. So, yeah, again,
I mean, that's true. I mean, it's just like, going back to medieval eras in which, science wasn't understood at all. And so they believed that, the sun rotated around the earth. All right. Ready for some trivia?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Geography, entertainment, nature and science, history, sports, movies, music, animals.
Let's do geography since we're talking about places this week.
Okay. I'm going to do quiz 16. So these are all random.
Okay.
Nope. Never mind. There's a word in there I ain't going to be able to read. So nope. Nope.
You can spell it.
No, I can't.
What? You literally just read each letter.
All right.
And say it out loud.
Okay. If you say so, friend. Nope. I can't. It's Uagadouou.
Ojagadagu?
Yeah. Is the capital of what African country?
Oh.
I don't even.
Eritrea.
No.
Eritrea.
Burkina Faso.
Yeah. Burkina Faso. Okay.
What tourist attraction is wearing away at a rate of 5 feet per year?
5 feet.
I thought it would have been the pyramids, but it's not the pyramids.
I know. I'm thinking of all the possibilities. That's too fast for Venice.
It's on North American continent. I'll help you.
Is it the Grand Canyon?
Nope.
Oh, what?
Niagara Falls.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
What is the tallest mountain in all of the United States?
Oh, the United States. Isn't that Mount Rainier?
Nope. Has Rainier always been the name of it?
Oh, no. Sorry. It's not Diwali. Denali or Mount McKinley.
Yeah, it's Mount McKinley.
In Alaska.
Yeah.
Sorry. You said, has it always been called that? Giveaway there. Yeah.
Because didn't we just go back to Rainier?
No, we just went back to McKinley.
McKinley.
Yeah.
What European country is the smallest independent state on the map?
What European country is the smallest independent state on the map? Vatican City.
It is. What state was last joined the United States?
Oh. Hawaii?
Yep.
Okay.
You had to think about that?
I couldn't remember if it was Hawaii or Alaska.
You know Ukaduku in Africa, but you don't know that?
No, I got that wrong. I thought it was Eritrea.
I don't even know what Eritrea is.
It's another or is there Eritrea? No, Eritrea is a country, I think. I don't know. African countries change rather frequently, so it's all of Africa is hard, kind of.
I'm staying away from Africa right now because we finished up our Unit 1, which was all about the Serengeti, and I don't want to talk about Africa at all for like another year.
Why?
9 weeks for the Serengeti National Park.
Oh, are you picking your category?
No.
Oh.
I mean, you can. I was, but it's okay. You can tell me.
That way. Okay. Geography, entertainment, nature and science, history, sports, movies, music, animals, people and places, art and literature, religion and mythology.
Mutiny.
Mutiny?
You said movies. Yeah. People and places.
Okay.
No, animals.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Animals. Yeah. Okay. I like them better than people and places.
Oh, that's so easy. Tasmanian devils, koalas, and kangaroos are members of which group of mammals?
Marsupials. They're marsupials. I'm telling you right now, they're marsupials.
I know, but I can't even find the answer. Okay, there we go. Number 2. What is the only animal born with horns?
Born with horns?
Uh-huh.
Like it comes out that way?
Yeah. Painful, huh?
Not for me.
No, not for you.
Is it a moose? I mean, they don't have horns, they have antlers. I guess that's the same thing. Bison?
No, I'll tell you, it's one that you kind of forget even has horns.
A bison?
Mm-mm.
What is it?
A giraffe.
I wouldn't even consider that horns.
That's what I said. It is one you kind of even forget about. Okay. What kind of animal is a Komodo dragon?
A reptile?
More specific.
A carnivore?
No, just what?
A lizard.
Yes, it's a lizard. What is the slowest animal in the world?
Thomas. Keep that in. Don't take that out. Keep that in.
Good. That was excellent comedic timing, I will say.
Slowest?
Uh-huh. This is the obvious one.
Snail?
No.
Oh, a sloth.
Yes, a three-toed sloth. All right, and then finally, it's so easy. What species of fish is Nemo?
He's a clownfish.
Yeah.
Is he saltwater or freshwater?
Saltwater.
Good job.
I just knew that. It's not in here. But all right, that does it for this week's episode of From Art to Atoms, part 1 of our conspiracy series.
Yep.
Come back next week for part 2 in the series, and we will see you then. Hope you have a great week, everybody.
We will survive. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to From Art to Atoms, the Ultimate Curiosity Show, episode number 39. Your hosts are Brandon Shoemaker and myself, Michael Fultz. The show is produced by Brandon Shoemaker and is available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the show to stay up to date on all of our latest episodes and news. Now, if you have any questions, feedback, or suggested topics you'd like for us to dive into, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email us at FromArtToAtoms@gmail.com. We love having your input, and we love hearing from our listeners. Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay up to date on upcoming episodes and behind-the-scenes content. You can find us on Instagram and YouTube at From Art to Atoms, as well as our TikTok account at _FromArtToAtoms. We would love for you to leave comments or likes on our post, and we'll try to give you a shout out on the show. If you'd enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to rate us and review us on your favorite podcast platforms. Your support helps us reach even more interested minds like yours. Thanks for tuning in, and stay curious, everyone.